Hey everybody, Joe with Joe's Phenomenal here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be making baked bacon macaroni and cheese. I think you're going to love this, and I guarantee you never had anything like it. In this recipe we're featuring smoked applewood bacon, smoked gouda cheese, and Swiss, which guarantees this is going to be like no mac and cheese you've ever had. So you ready? Let's get into this. For this recipe we're going to have our elbow macaroni, our smoked gouda cheese, our Swiss, and smoked applewood bacon, a little bit of all-purpose flour, butter, some Italian breadcrumbs, some half and half, and last but not least, our herb combination. This combination here is equal parts granulated garlic, truffle dust, and Parmesan cheese. Our first step is going to be to go ahead and get this water boiling for the macaroni. And while we're waiting for that, we can go ahead and do our bacon. For the bacon here, we're going to go ahead and put a tablespoon of butter in, just so the bacon has something to help cook it. And once you have your butter melted, go ahead and throw in all that bacon. With the bacon, you're going to want to make sure you go ahead and stir this around quite a bit to help it keep from sticking to the bottom of the pan here. Okay, and once you get your bacon the way you want it, we're going to get that off the heat. I like to drop it off on a paper towel. That way we'll soak up a lot of the oil here, just like you normally would if you're eating bacon, and spread it out just a little bit there, and we're just going to set that aside for a bit. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and concentrate on the macaroni. Okay, once we got that water boiling, we can throw in our pasta. Make sure you start stirring that immediately. This is probably going to start bubbling up right away, and if it does, just make sure you reduce the heat a little bit. But you want to keep stirring this around every so often because you don't want any of your pasta to stick together. We don't want this pasta to be quite done because this is going to be going into the oven for a couple of minutes, and we don't want to overcook it. So we're going to slightly undercook it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get our oven ready. We're going to turn on the broiler and just leave it at the default temperature, which should be about 550 degrees on most ovens. Okay, I just checked my pasta and it's slightly under al dente. So now we're going to go ahead and drain this and let it set over here for just a little bit. And then we can start working on our roux. What we're making here is something called a roux, which basically is just equal parts butter and all-purpose flour. Gonna let that butter melt down really quick. And once that's melted, we're gonna whisk in the all-purpose flour. Whisk that in until it's combined completely here, until we don't see any bits of anything in there. We want it to be completely combined and smoothed out. And once that is combined nice and good like that, and it's bubbling up, we're going to go ahead and add our half and half. And again, keep mixing that. We want to get that up to temperature. You either want to have it cold out of the fridge or room temperature. If it's too warm, you're going to have a problem with the roux clumping. See how it looks nice and smooth here and combined? That's kind of what we're getting after. And once it starts to bubble, we're going to slowly start adding in our cheese. See, just like that. We're going to start adding in our gouda. Just a little bit at a time though. The key is you want to put enough in there and get it melty like this. And then once it mixes in and smooths out, then you're going to want to add more. You don't want to put too much in at one time. And once you don't see clumps again, then we know it's time to add more cheese. Now when we get to the Swiss cheese, we're not going to want to put all of it in here. We're going to leave a little bit of it out because we're going to use that to top our ramekins when they go into the oven, so we can get a nice little crust on the top. I would say we're going to use about half of our Swiss. Once we got this, we're going to start adding in our other stuff. I went ahead and took my breadcrumbs and my herbs and I put them in the same container here together. We're just going to want to mix that up really good to get them combined, and then go ahead and pour that right in, and then stir that in really good. Okay, now we'll throw in our bacon. Stir that in. And then we'll start putting in our macaroni. Make sure you use a spoon when you're whisking in the macaroni because you don't want to use the whisk and break it up into little pieces or anything. Now you can see this is getting really thick here. I would probably put just a little bit of half and half in here. Just be careful with that because if you put too much in there, you're gonna make this runny. You're probably not gonna have to worry about that because I'm just gonna go ahead and modify it on the actual recipe for you, just so you have the correct amount. If it's sticky like this, that's kind of how I want it. Remember, we are putting a little bit more cheese on top here too. So that's gonna make this just a little bit cheesier. And once we have it all combined, it's time to go in the ramekins. Okay, we can go ahead and fill these ramekins up to the top here. We're not gonna worry about overflow with the cheese or anything because we're kind of expecting that. It's okay to kind of stuff it in there just a little bit too. There's no problem. Okay, now we're just gonna top it with a layer of Swiss. You don't have to put too much on there. Just make sure you stretch it out enough to where you can get all 8 of these ramekins covered. If you've got any extra, you can kind of throw a little bit more on there at the end. But really, this is what we're putting it in the oven for, is to melt this cheese on top and get it a little bit crunchy. Okay, looks like we're gonna be able to stretch this out just enough. So really, when you're putting that Swiss into the cheese mixture, just really keep that in mind. Otherwise, you're gonna cut this really, really close on the cheese. Okay, now the oven's ready. We'll go ahead and put these in on the top shelf. Remember, we're gonna have to keep a close eye on these because they are going to cook really quick. We don't want them to burn. By the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Okay, let's go ahead and check them. Once the cheese starts to turn a little bit brown, that's when we know it's time to get them out. That's looking good. And once you get it out of the oven, it's going to look a little something like that. You can see that top layer, it's got a nice little crunch to it. When you break down into it, you can see it's nice and cheesy. See that? I guarantee once you make this recipe, getting boxed mac and cheese out of the store, that right there is going to be a thing of the past. As always, if you want to try out this recipe, the ingredients and the measurements are down in the description of the video, along with the calorie count, the fat, the carbohydrates, and the protein. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about Joe's Phenomenal, you can watch a couple more of our videos, or you can visit us online at joesphenomenal.com. I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch one of our videos. So until next time, I hope you have a phenomenal day.